let's map out the coal demand trends and find out a little bit more about whether or not India is ready to meet the power demand. Prasanna K. Motupalli, who is the CMD at NLC India, joins in to discuss this and lots more. Thank you so much for taking time out. Let's begin by talking about the coal production update. What has that been so far in terms of the production, and what is the annual target that you've set out?
Madam, as on date, the requirement of coal is growing day by day. As the power demand is increasing, the requirement of coal is also increasing. On the September 1st, India has the power demand of 239 gigawatts. Accordingly, to match with that, I think all the coal companies are working hard for maintaining the production levels of coal. NLC India Limited, we are having at present one coal mine operating, where we achieved 10 million target last financial year. And this year we are targeting for 14.4 million metric ton. And already we are producing in line with that. So going forward, the demand for coal is going to increase. And accordingly, we are planning to start production of our coal production at Pachwara coal block, the Jharkhand. And also recently, NLC has won one coal block in North Dadu under commercial auction, and we are moving ahead and faster pace to make the mine operational at the earliest.
We've also been reading reports that, coal inventory is low. Is that the reason that the increased demand is what one is witnessing, or is there some supply chain disruption? And if so, how long do you expect that to last?
There is no issue with the productions, madam. There are some logistic constraints are there. Those logistic constraints are being overcome by a close coordination between the Ministry of Coal, the Ministry of Railways, and the power utilities. So as on date, there is no constraint in coal production due to rains. There is a slight decrease in the production rate. Otherwise, there is no issue with the production, and I think the target of 1 billion ton production will be achieved at the earliest.
Any thought from the government to up the production as well for coal, and are you looking then to add more mines?
Yes, madam. We are planning to add both lignite as well as coal capacity. And lignite also, we are going to start new mine for feeding to our 2 into 660 megawatt first lignite-based supercritical thermal power station at Neyveli. Also, as I already told, Pachwara coal block is in the advanced stage of starting the production. We are targeting for starting the production from January onwards. And in addition to that, the North Dadu West coal block we won recently in the commercial coal block. We already received order from the government of India, and we are taking the steps on faster pace to ensure that within the timeline prescribed, well ahead of the timeline prescribed by the government, the coal production will start.
That's about the production targets that you're looking to increase as far as coal is concerned. I wanted a quick word on your expectation of coal prices are likely to move, and then shift focus to your, the power generating business as well, because you are making strides into renewables. What's the update and what's the expansion plan there?
Madam, the coal prices are going to be stable. As you know, the power generation by coal as a fuel, that going to continue even till 2047 as per the projections that is given. So coal prices are going to be stable and somewhat on the increasing trend because of the demand requirement. That is the first point. Second, as you rightly said, NLC is balancing both conventional power and renewable power. While adding the capacity in the thermal sector, like our Ghatampur thermal power station of 3 into 660 megawatt is going to come in the current financial year. And also we are going for Talavera thermal 3 into 800 megawatt. Already bids are in process. So we are hopeful that by December we will be awarding that. And in addition to that, we are aggressively adding the renewable capacity. Already around 2000 megawatt capacity is under construction. And already we are having around 1450 megawatt. And NLC was the first CPSU that crossed 1 gigawatt renewable capacity. We want to continue that. And recently we won 600 megawatt renewable capacity at Gujarat and 810 megawatt renewable capacity at Rajasthan. And we are aggressively trying to add more capacity to be for becoming a 6 gigawatt company by 2030.
Had a follow-up on the Talavera plant that you were talking about in Odisha. Reports were suggesting that there's a delay in that because of some of the land acquisition issues, etc. as well. Could you give me an update on that? Are all of those resolved? Because you talked about the bids being in the pipeline now.
Is it correct, Mani? You are correct. There were some problems with the land, but with seamless support from the state government and the Ministry of Coal, we are moving ahead and we are hopeful that by October or November, we will be able to get substantial portion of the land. There is seamless support from the district administration as well as state government and Ministry of Coal. So with that, we are hopeful that by November, we will be completing the possession of majority of land and we will be awarding the contract and moving ahead.
When you get possession and then you'll award, but when will the commercialization start? Because of this delay, that might have got pushed a bit as well.
We will be awarding this contract by December, madam, and then after that it will be 3.5 years time it will take. So we are hopeful that by 2027 the commercial operation of these units will be done.
All right, and what about your overall financials as well? The net profit declined in Q1 on a year-on-year basis, and there was a decline in your revenue from operations as well. Was that what was the reason for that? And do you think that we'll see a pickup, or Q2 is going to be seasonally weak and therefore the sluggishness could continue?
Madam, in Q1, Q2, there were some issues with land because of which the lignite production slightly dropped, that resulting in drop in the generation levels also. But now all the issues have been sorted out, and we are hopeful that in the balance part of the financial year, we will be able to increase our lignite production, coal production, as well as the generation to reach the target set by Government of India.
Good to have you on board. Thanks so much for taking time out and joining in. So that's the view from NLC India. Coal demand will rise further. They're looking at a 1 billion ton coal production soon, and they are on track for their capacity of 6 gigawatts by 2030.